Damn real, what's next?
Yo, what's good? We back. Another episode of Rich Talk with Preme the Prez. Today a special episode, man. I got my family first brother, Credible, in here, man. Credible, what's good, brother?
Everything's good.
Happy to hear that, man. How you feeling today?
Today's good. Today's good.
I'm gonna keep it real with you, man. Everybody around me take care of their kids. All my friends take care of their kids, but you were definitely the first family man out the team. And when I say first, Rand obviously has a child that's older than you, but when you had Sanaa, you weren't hanging out with him the way we hang out with him now. So out of the, me, you, Chris, Eggy, James, Chris, but me, you, Eggy, and JB, you were the first to have a kid with us. So you were a real, positive influence on us, and I think everybody would have did their thing regardless, but you were the first, so you do get your flowers for that. Are you do other people give you that sentiment like often?
Not surprising, I get it a lot. I don't know if it's because I'm that active where people see us go on trips, see us when we go to the mall, see their birthdays and things like that on Instagram, but I guess it's also that shift from maybe when dads didn't do, and now they could see, there's these dads that do it. I definitely hear from a lot of people, my mom would be proud, all those types of things. And it's good to hear. I don't do it for that. I couldn't think of a way to do it for that, but I'm like, I owe a lot of that to her. Like how she raised me and how she was there for me. Like, of course I'm gonna be there for my kids.
The dope part about that for me is to give you some more flowers. There's only two people I know out of my peers that have, from a very young age, I felt, taking care of your kids or being a good father is one thing. I feel like there's a lot of that, especially right now, more than maybe any other generation, since I feel like I've been alive. Maybe I've been part of 3-4 generations. I feel like this generation has done a really good job at being there for their kids, but as far as like actually being that family man, taking care of a family, like it's a complete different ball game. Taking care of your kids and being a good father, co-parenting, and all of that is completely different from taking care of a family. You know what I mean? And it's only you and Trell. I've always said that. Trell at a really young age and you at a really young age have been real family men. You know what I mean? Which is different, which is why I didn't try to like put it together as one. So I want to give you flowers for that one as well. And that kind of goes into a conversation I want to have with you. I think anybody with eyes could see that, life has been real good for you lately. And you said going on trips and stuff, right? That's something that was always important to you, no matter what phase you were in your life. Like you always took the time to go away with not just you, you and your entire family. It might be easier now, but it's still something that has always been around. And that importance in family, right? Do you feel like that drove you to be where you are today? Or not that they're unimportant, or not that they're less important if you answer this another way, but do you feel like you always had that drive in you to know that you were going to be, whether you didn't have kids or a family, do you feel like you always...
I think the family part definitely was the biggest motivation behind it. I mean, I can remember going back, like I remember Sanaa's first trip when she was 1, we went to the Bahamas.
One of the most fire pictures, sorry to cut you, one of the most fire pictures when she was dancing and everybody was looking.
Yeah, so even then, like that life then is not life now.
Yeah.
But little by little, more started happening, and it's like once it starts happening, it's like, okay, how can I make sure this stays the way it is? And then after a while, you go on those trips, you meet people, you have, I mean, we meet people that we don't know, we have conversations, we see what our kids experience, and we want to make sure they keep experiencing it so that at an older age and not like they felt like they missed out on something. Like, I wish we did this when we were younger. By the time they get older, it's like, well, we kind of did a lot already. Like, what else could we do? And they just keep it going. Like right now, we come up with like a schedule for at the beginning of the year to say, okay, it's January. We do our own trips.
Yeah.
That's included in the schedule.
We adults.
Right.
The people watching might not know this is my brother. This is like my brother, you know what I'm saying? So when
we do the friend trips,
we do the friend trips.
So that's included in the schedule. Like, okay, where you and your friends going? Yeah. That's lined up. Okay, when the kids got off from school, that gets lined up. Then it's like, all right, how are we gonna fit in these 1 or 2 that we could take by ourselves? All of that gets lined up. But it's something we always, like, probably since the last like 2 years, we really like, all right, schedule 7-10 trips a year.
7-10 trips a year, but all right. So a good segue for me there is I've been screaming this to anybody with ears, but you're the poster child, and I've said this to you multiple times, but to me, you're the poster child for staying down till you come up. You know the phrase, stay down till you come up. You're the poster child for that, and when you look at life today, do you look like, all right, back in the days when it used to be, all of us, doing whatever it is we did to be able to, live a certain life, and you were more, on a 9-to-5 base, you know what I mean? And sometimes you would come around and we'd be like, yo, don't worry about it, you good. Or, you would pitch in where you can and we take care of the rest, or whatever the case may be. Again, I'm asking for motivation. Was there a motivational push there as well? Or was it just like, my boys is good, they got me, and it was cool? Or
all right, so even back then I would tell you sometimes, I don't got it. I'm not trying to come outside because I'm not trying to have nobody take care of me. I'm not trying to have none of this heavy, like, yo, we going. Like, I'm gonna pick you up and we out.
Yeah. I
remember, so it started changing little by little when I got my car.
I remember that? Yes, sir.
And it was like, I didn't need you to wait. I'm gonna meet y'all there. I don't gotta wait for y'all. I'll meet y'all there. I'm gonna go home little by little. I want to say, it kind of all got pieced together around the same time, because with first car, that was Sanaa was 2. Yeah. So that whole family part still played a part in the motivation. But it's like, I think the best thing, and I was thinking about this earlier, I'm like, what is Preme gonna ask me about? And I had an idea some of this was gonna be on it, but I think where I look at it now is I need to find a balance between all of that. Yeah. So a balance between family, a balance between friends, and a balance for yourself. Like, I don't think you could do one and just be good. You got to have all of it. If you just did friends, your family and yourself is going to suffer. You just did family, your friends and yourself is going to suffer. You just did yourself, now your family and your friends is going to suffer. So you got to find like a comfortable balance. Maybe it's not every month is just one thing. Maybe it's mixed up, and then one month it might be more one than the other. But I think that balance is what I'm trying to keep most consistent right now.
You own your own agency, right? Just so people don't think you became El Chapo. You know what I'm saying? Like, you own your own insurance agency, and you actually were working there for a long time. You learned the game and did it on your own. And did the interest in there build just from you being there for so long and noticing what the growth is like if you were really to take it serious? Or was it just like, like an opportunity thing? Like so if you could take us through that a little bit, like from starting where you started to owning your own agency today.
So I'm gonna take it a little bit back further so it makes more sense once I started working. Because you knew me before I was working there.
Of course.
And
I think we was 15. Am I lying?
Remember we used to work on music?
Yeah.
And I would take it serious.
Yeah.
And I would be on it. When I started working, it was the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm working. And we didn't really. We obviously you could imagine an end goal with music. When I started working, it wasn't really an end goal. It was more of the situation that I need a job. It's up to you if you want to keep this in or not.
Mm.
But when that whole thing happened, getting a job there, I had been on unemployment for like 99 weeks. This is when Obama was given unlimited unemployment.
Okay.
I was just on unemployment. Then all of a sudden, unemployment ends. I'm like, where am I gonna get this little bit of money from? I was promoting at Nocturnal.
I never knew that.
Oh, yeah. I was on unemployment for 99 weeks.
I never had a job, so I didn't know nothing about unemployment at that time. You get what I'm saying? So
we was promoting Nothing Like Tuesdays on every Tuesday. So that was a nice little creeper, of course. But it was like at that age, we didn't really have much to do. So any little money I had, it was mine. Like I could choose what I wanted to do with that. I was fine with that. Then unemployment was ending. I was like, wait, it's really ended? Like what is So I started applying places. And got the job off Craigslist. I was like, you know what? It's something to do.
You got
a
job
off Craigslist. Something to do.
Can we put the name in there? I don't know. I had kind of didn't say.
I don't. Yeah.
I don't know. It's up to you.
I don't.
But State Farm, right? So you got this first State Farm job at.
So my first State Farm job I got off Craigslist, and I had other interviews that I was doing. I went in. I remember I wore a yellow shirt, brown pants. I don't know what made me wear a yellow shirt or brown pants. I got the job.
Yeah.
Regular. I don't even think I was working actually 9 to 1, part-time job. I was interning at Universal, and I was going to school. So I was doing all of that at that same point in time in 2010. So I didn't start with like, okay, I'm gonna start here and I'm gonna work this way, because school, Universal, all of those were different end routes. Yeah. Just along the way, as little stuff started cutting off, the internship stopped. Cool, more school, more work. I did my associates stopped. I need more hours. I was just doing it just to get more hours, just so I could have a little bit more money. And then I want to say like the agent that ran that office saw like potential in me, and he kind of like single-handedly said, I want you to go this direction.
Like be my protege.
Yeah, and then like even I was doing sales and I did management, and fortunate enough, I was in a situation that allowed for that type of personal growth and professional growth, to the point where I managed like an office basically on my own, the one on Nostrand.
Before you get to Nostrand, I gotta say, to watch the growth from my end. Remember, I'm buying every expensive car, just living my life, right? But this is my brother, and it's like, remember, I used to be in Bed-Stuy. I would start my days in Bed-Stuy. Right. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's like when my day is done, to get back to the neighborhood, I gotta pass through you. So I would stop, bro. And this is gonna be crazy for you, but I remember you being at the little desk in the front. Uh-huh. I remember you moving to a little further more, like
in the back.
Then it's like you got that big glass office in the back, and it's like, my boy is somebody. Like I used to call the office for you, and it'd be like, give me a second. Chris is on the phone. He'll have to call you back. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I just start, and I think that's when I'm like, yo, my boy is doing something. Like, and we would talk a lot. So I also knew the investment that the agent had, you know, or took in you, like, as far as the liking goes. You know what I'm saying? I remember when you told me, like, yo, I'm about to open up my own agency, and bro, my life was good at the time. I just wanted you to do anything that was happy and growth. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's all that mattered. I just wanted you to do whatever was going to make you happy. So everything got fast-tracked from there. It's like you say, yeah, I'm going to open my own agency. Then you were going through some classes or courses or something, and then boom, that happened, or you got the okay for it to happen. Then you started looking for places. And then from looking for places, you got a sign. Mm-hmm. Then from it being open, the change in your life, even financially, was like immediate. Like, you get what I'm saying? It was like immediate, and like to be a part of it from day one, it was so.
It was 6 months,
Bro. 6 months, you know what I'm saying? So like you said, so for it to 6 months, it for me outside looking in, it pauses me for a minute, like, because even though somebody from who doesn't know the whole journey might look at it and it might be 6 months to them, but you know, this started 8 years ago.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is a journey that literally started 8 years ago. So for somebody to not to be there for year 1, 2, 3, and 4, and might join the story in year 5 and see, you know, they're not really understanding what those minimum wage paychecks looked like, or how you had to live. You know what I'm saying? You had 2 kids, and let's just say 2 kids at a point.
2 kids in 2015.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. See, whatever the checks were at that point, they weren't what they were in 2026 or 2020, 2015. So let's just give it that 10-year run right there. At 2025, it's like 6 months. You said, when did you open your agency?
May 2022.
2022. So that 6 months in 2022 is just like, yo, right? And this is the part you don't know. James is gonna laugh when we play this back, right? But you had to be successful in life for me. Like what you're living right now is like a weight off my chest, because we went through like sibling rivalries one time, and I was on the phone with James like, yo, I ain't messing with Chris right now, bro. I don't like Chris. I don't like the way he talked to me. I don't like he like, yo, this is when I went to Cali.
So this is before 2022.
This is before 2022.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. This is in the teens.
Yeah.
I went to Cali, came back from Cali, we did music, we gave music a real good push. And then it's like I got to that fork in the road where you're gonna really go serious with this music, or you're gonna keep chasing this money. And I decided to keep chasing the money, and you and I were at odds. Let's just say it's 2019. So, whatever.
Okay.
Just sibling rivalries. We never had no real beef, obviously.
That's what I was trying to think.
But nah, it's never no real beef. It's just little stupid shit. And I'm talking to James, and James is like, yo, you know what I think it is? I think Chris felt like he wasted his time with the music. Bro, we never had this conversation, obviously. James is just trying to understand
how or what,
why we were where we were, and he like, yo, maybe, yo, he saw it in you. Like, he saw it, he believed. Bro, he's like, bro, the nigga we used to be in the studio, man, we used to be in the studio.
I have a post. I left the studio.
That's what I was just about to say.
Probably at 6
in the morning, bro.
I went to work.
My
job started at 9. I went to work at 8 and slept in the break room till 9. Worked 9 to 5. Then went home, spent time with the kids,
and went back
to the studio.
Facts, bro. So James brought that up. I'm glad you said it yourself, because James brought it up. And it's like, sometimes in life, the lesson for me there was that sometimes in life, you like owe it to the people who believed in you. Not for real. And it really comes off like that. So, I mean, not to turn it into that, to stay with you, to see you build your success, like, and be happy in life, is like a weight. Even though it was never my, you know, you are a man and I'm a man, but just as friends, it's like I could breathe, because let's say I was your last chance in life, and then I just decided to go elsewhere and you did nothing with your life. It would have been crazy, but that was a really good feeling for me as well. But I want to get into something, and I'm glad we were able to do this, because this next segment might be a little boring for some people, but I think it is important, right? And obviously, like I said, you own a State Farm.
And sounds crazy to say that, though.
It sounds crazy, right?
It sounds crazy.
I mean, I guess the appropriate way to say it is you're an agent or something like that. But you own a State Farm, bro.
I do.
Own a State Farm, you know what I mean? And you sell insurance, and car insurance, yeah, whatever. House insurance, yeah, whatever. I really want to take a minute to talk about life insurance real quick. I think that's something we need to educate our peers in. And I've been in a situation twice where I was blessed enough to kind of do it just cause. So I'm not gonna act like I'm better than anybody or understood it better. I just was in the right place at the right time twice. So before you get into life insurance, I want to say my life insurance story. One of my mans that I went to high school with started selling life insurance. He was working for Primerica and he lived like 4 blocks away from my mom's crib. So every time he would drive down and pass through by my mom's crib, he would stop and see me and talk to me like, yo, you need life insurance, you need life insurance, you need life insurance. It got to a point where I'm like, yo, bro, what you want me to do, man? You know what I'm saying? And it's not that so much he was annoying, but he was selling. And long story short, I signed up for a very substantial amount of money for a very little bit amount of money. So obviously you were also talking about life insurance. One time I got a policy for you for my car. I would always come to you for cars and I would send you my card information. Yo, just do this for me or whatever the case may be. And one day you was like, you know you have life insurance, right? I'm like, what you mean? He like, well, you made me, this was for the M8, I want to say. He's like, you made me do the policy for the M8. And at first it was like $330 and I was okay with it. And you did something after we got off the phone and saved me like $50. And you just used that 50 to open up a life insurance policy instead of opening it up. Or instead of telling me it was $50 cheaper. And I had the life insurance and it was cool. So I'm like, yeah, I got 2 life insurance policies. He's like, you should come get a real one with me. I'm like, what you mean? He's like, bro, that other life insurance policy does not sound right. Bring me the folder, let me see it. Bring me the folder, let me see it. Bro, it's like 3-4 years. You kept telling me, bring you the folder, and I never brought it. You finally opened up your State Farm now.
Hold on. I just want to say Chris is funny for getting his friend life insurance when he buys an M8.
I'm just hoping he said I signed the document because he ain't say that. I'm like, wait,
no, I signed it.
You gotta say that.
No, I signed it. I signed it, but bro, again, I
know what you're talking about.
I signed it, but when you opened your own State Farm now, we're speaking more, and you like, you know, there's certain things, I need 7 more policies to hit this or whatever. You like, yo, get life insurance. I'm like, bro, I want to get life insurance from you, but your numbers don't make any sense when I compare them to these numbers. You're like, Preme, bring me the folder. I finally brought you the folder, and come to find out, yes, I'm paying this little bit of money for this much money, and it sounds good, but he goes through the documents and shows me that as soon as I turn 65, which I plan on turning 65, you know what I mean? It jumps from like under $200 to $1,500 a month. You get what I'm saying? I didn't know that. And like I said, I plan on turning 65. So now I'm 8 years late.
Yeah.
Because you've been telling me this for 8 years. So though I did keep that, I'm like, all right, bet, sign me up. And that's how I got signed up for life insurance. And that's what I mean by I was in the right place at the right time, 2 different times. You know what I mean? But talk to us a little bit about life insurance, man.
I mean, the way you started is exactly what I try to do with most people is educate. So, and I didn't tell you to take away what you had. I said, nah, keep this.
Yeah.
The main thing is you got to know why you have it. As long as you know why you have it, you also got to make sure you don't let somebody else convince you why you shouldn't have it. Because that happened to me with the same company. They tried to convince me why I shouldn't have all these other things, not knowing I was a State Farm agent with as many policies as I had.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to know what you have and why you have it. As long as you know that, then there comes a point where you got to realize, is there something else I need? And I think that's what we more so had the conversation about. Keep this because of this, but in the long run, this is going to work out for you better. And I mean, so even in my journey, like when I first started, I was really pushing paper in the office, you know, helping people out. I was like an assistant. And then I just learned inner workings. I learned like the office. I learned how to do customer service, all those types of things. And then I got into sales. It probably took me a while before I was actually life licensed, but like we would go through it and like, what's the most important policy we could sell? Now imagine you got a customer that's with you for 20 years. They coming in 20 years, paying their car insurance. And then all of a sudden they're not coming in anymore because they passed away. What would have really helped their family besides that car insurance is if you had bundled it with a life policy, because now they could get anywhere from $10,000 and not worry about a funeral to $500,000 to pay off a house. Like, and I'm not saying that to say like it's easy, but I'm open to having that conversation to show people ways of doing it that works for them. One of my best stories is I had a lady who her husband passed away and they were trying to have a kid for years. I think she got her money and they went and she did the surgery, came back maybe like 2 years later with the baby. Like that was her dream. That's what she wanted to do. She was fortunate enough. She was about to take out a loan to do it. She was fortunate enough to get the money and do that for herself. Like to me, obviously family, kids, stuff like that. Nobody might imagine that. Nobody might want that for themselves, but that was her dream. She was able to do it because of the life insurance.
You being real nice and political about this, I'm gonna look at my camera and say this real quick. If you are paying for car insurance and you do not have life insurance, it says to me that your car is more valuable than your life. Furthermore, I'll go a step further. The issue with us and our community, and I'm not saying that we don't have this issue in other communities. I can only speak about my community.
Of course.
The issue with us in our community is that we only do the right thing when we're forced to. Like, I'm sure if having car insurance wasn't mandated, car insurance,
people wouldn't be dead.
Nobody would have car insurance.
Yeah.
But because it's mandated, you have people out there who are paying $500 a month for car insurance, $1,000 a month for car insurance with no problems. Now, when you pay for car insurance, you pay for car insurance for January in case something happens in January. And if nothing happens in January, you don't get a refund. You don't get a percentage of that money back. You don't get anything back. Thank you for your $500. Pay me another $5 for February in case something happens in February. There are people who have been paying $300 a month for car insurance for, let's just say for 5 years, right? 300, damn, I'm about to put myself, because we're going to do some math. I'm going to see if I get it right. If you pay $300 a month for car insurance for 5 years, 3 and 12 is 36, right? You pay 36. 36 and 5, 5 and 6 is 30. Carry the 3 for 18. I'm gonna trust you here. That's 18,000. You've paid 18,000 for 5 years and you get nothing back, not a percentage, not nothing. But you'll do it because you have to. You don't want to get pulled over. And it's not that you care whether or not you rear end somebody. It's just you have to. You cannot get your plates without having insurance. If you let your insurance lapse, your license will get suspended, so forth and so on. They don't do that for life insurance. You get what I'm saying? And for that reason, nobody has life insurance when your life, forget about your life. Your family's well-being should be more important than your car. So, like, you could come up with all the nice things that you have to say as the insurer. But for me, once I put that together, I said it's because I do have my crib is insured through your agency.
Yeah.
And it went up this year. And it went up by enough money that I was upset.
I got a call like, yo,
bro. I should have put my life insurance up at the same time. You know what I mean? That's something I kept saying to myself. And I said this to you. I want to come in and redo my policies because you know what? My insurance for my crib went up and I haven't canceled it. I need to pay that. I have a lot to, insure over there. You get what I'm saying? And I mean, my life is just as important. So life insurance is really important. I want to talk about the policy I have for my kids as well. Because even if you don't care about yourself, you should care about your kids. And it's really easy, a lot cheaper because they're so young. And when I tell everybody about getting life insurance for your kids, they look at it like, it's scary. I don't want nothing to happen to my kids. And, I look at it completely different. I look at it like saving.
Yeah.
Almost, you know what I mean? Because what's that, a 20 pay I do, right?
You got a 20 pay.
What's that called? Like, what type of?
It's called limited pay life insurance.
All right. So I got a 20 pay for both my daughters. I'll talk about Adrian's because it's a little easy. I got it for her when she was 5. So I'll stop paying when she's 25. But that policy will live on until
Correct. The death benefit is
the death benefits. Not only do they go with her, they continue to grow.
Correct. And well, one of the reasons when you talked about the savings aspect, like if I put this money aside for her, when she's that age, I could give it to her. I said, well, if you do this with the policy, the money will still be there that she could get the money. Now, if she's in a good situation, she doesn't need to touch it. I showed you the projections that it's going to continue to grow.
Actually, it's here.
I remember the numbers. You put in $24K over the 20 years.
Okay, so yeah, so if I'm paying $1,200
a year,
$1,200 a year, which becomes $24,000 in 20 years,
right?
And right then and there, I have $25,000.
You actually have $27,000 in cash value.
In cash value. So to explain what cash value is, I can pull that 27. I can borrow, that 27,000 immediately, right? And the dope part is, I can borrow that 27,000, give it to her. I can continue paying now and pay that 27,000 back.
Yep.
Which would, let's just say, will take me another 20 years if I want to do it $100 a month at a time.
Yeah.
But she still keeps she still keeps the death benefits minus the 27,000.
Minus whatever the balance is that you took out. So I think the numbers worked out that she'd have like I want to say around $97,000 death benefit. So even if something were to happen, or for the $24,000 you paid, the beneficiary still gets at least 70. And I mean, we talk.
I remove. So just to break it down for people who don't, I've paid $24,000 to this point. I've removed $27,000 and given it to her. God forbid something was to happen to her, she still gets $97,000 in benefits minus that $27,000.
Correct.
So that's what, $70,000. She still will have benefits, or I can pay that back and whatever. But I can also not touch it at all, and it's completely paid for. Does it continue to grow cash value even when I stop paying?
Everything continues to grow. So the death benefit grows year by year. The cash value grows year by year. One of the good things it's not one of the selling points really, because it's not everyone wants to take the money out. But when you take that money out, we're also still giving you the growth. So let's just say you didn't need the full 27, you only needed 5. And in the next 5 years, it's going to grow another 10. You still have that $10,000 growth, even though you took 5 out. It's not like it's not like a interest account that because you took 5, it only has 22 to grow. It still has technically the 27 because the company gave you the 5.
Okay, all right. And can I just give this to her as well? Will she be able to take over this account?
Yeah, we didn't set it up to automatically go to her. I don't think parents really think like I'm gonna just give it to my kids.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can sign it over to her as the owner. Obviously, at that point, if she has her own life, she can change her beneficiaries around. The good thing is she doesn't have to put another dollar into it.
Okay.
At that point, it's more so, okay, what do I need to do for myself moving forward? And she could set up her own things. Maybe because this is set up, she could set up for her kids as opposed to trying to set up for her now.
Yeah.
And kind of get that cycle going where, you took care of her, she takes care of them, and so forth.
So that's whole pay. No, that's
limited pay.
Limited pay. What is whole pay? That's when you pay forever.
Yeah. So let's just say we did the same policy, same coverage amount starting, and it was, as opposed to 100, it was $60. It would be cheaper, but now she lives to age 99. From age 5 to 99, she's continuously paying. Even when you look at the cash value benefits, the limited pay still has better cash value benefits. Like it could actually match just based off of how it accumulated. So that's why I always like the limited pay better than the whole
even
life.
For adults?
Yeah, even for adults. Now, a lot of people don't look at it this way, but getting insurance for a 5-year-old where people don't think about it is a lot different than you get insurance for a 35-year-old.
Yeah.
That same $100 that you would have paid, if you get the same amount of coverage, probably might come in at $300. So the younger you get it, the better. So even for adults, I've had adults that I showed the limited pay 20, we say it's 20 because it's a 20-year plan.
Yeah.
You could do a limited pay 10 where you pay it up in a little less time, but it's more money. And I've seen adults where I showed it to them and they were like, I wish I knew this 20 years ago because I would have rather do this than invest more money in my 401k.
Yeah.
And we, there's different ways to advise and not advise against that. Like, I can't tell you how to invest your money or where you should invest your money, but I've heard people say that they wish they knew it sooner.
The insurance world versus the
investment
world, right? You guys are always at odds, right?
Mhm.
And obviously you're gonna go with insurance over investment.
It depends on what you invested in. I've seen some investments make money crazy. So it depends on what you invested in. But what I like about the insurance, right? Let's say I said, give me $100 a month and put it in this checking account.
Mm.
If I'm not watching you, you're not paying the $100. You might slip up a few times. At the end of 20 years, I come here and it's only $5,000. It's supposed to be $24,000.
Yeah.
With the way we have it set up, it forces you to pay that money.
Yeah.
That's like a discipline that people might not have that this forces you to do.
Which is what I was saying earlier, but yeah.
And then the flip side people don't think about when they think about life insurance is like, God forbid you did the policy. Somebody does a policy today and they spend $100 and they do it for 4 months. They only gave us $400. They pass away and their death benefit is $100. The family gets $100 off of the $400 they gave us. Like there's no return that you can get like that with investing, for instance. I don't know if I gotta say that again to make it make sense.
No. It completely makes sense. I'm thinking about something. You know what I'm thinking about? I was trying to think about what was my situation at your original job where you did that. I think it's the same policy we just spoke about that had so much cash value that I stopped paying it.
Right.
It was paying for itself for like 10 years. Like,
yeah. It was a few years. You're not the only like sometimes your card changes and you just don't, or maybe I wasn't there to keep calling you and say, hey, you gotta make a payment.
Yeah.
And you just hadn't accumulated enough cash value that, God forbid something that happened, there would have been a policy still in place because it was using from the cash value to still keep going.
So do I have a limited pay with what's mine?
You have a limited pay as well.
Myself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you got 3 with me.
Me, myself, and Harvey. I mean, me, Adrian, and Harvey. Okay.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. I think again, I can't name somebody who don't got insurance on their phone, right?
Mm-hmm. It's probably because it's forced, because it's part of the contract.
Because it's part of
$10 a month, and you think it's...
And it seems so insignificant at the time or whatever, but I don't know. You think about your life, I think that's pretty important, man. I can't think of a space you could be in, especially when you have children, where you don't see a value in it.
Mm-hmm.
And niggas running around gangbanging, bro. Get a life for sure. At least your moms would get something, bro. No, I don't mean it. You know what I mean? But there was
a podcast episode I seen where they said if this is around the time like Black Lives Matter was happening and all this stuff was happening, they said if more Black people got life insurance,
I saw that. I watched
where now insurance companies got to pay out so much money because of the amount of Black people that were getting killed, there will be a change, for instance, because it will be that noticeable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wake up in the morning when I watch the news. I don't watch it all the time because it's usually all the bad things. I watch the weather, things like that.
You better be honest and say what I think you're going to say.
It's 2 things. It's 2 things I watch. I watch somebody's house caught on fire. I wish they had home insurance. I wish they had renters. Not that it got to be with me.
No,
I'm just hoping they had that because I know what it could do for their family. And then we see somebody that passed away. That's probably more on Instagram. We see somebody that passed away on Instagram, and I'm just like, I mean, I could tell if they took the time to have the conversation with me. Maybe they had it with somebody else, but I just hope they had it for their family.
Derek, he's making it sound sentimental.
You want to make it sound rough. You want to make it sound rough. Like, yo.
Be watching. Anything happens, bro, he'd be like this. He'd be like, I wonder if he had life insurance. Nah, but that's ill, though, man. That's ill. I can't make it so easy for you, man. You want to explain to us why car insurance got to be through the roof a little bit? Man? It's really, it's crazy, right?
Okay.
Especially in New York, man. It's crazy, bro.
All right. I'll give you my explanation. If you want to say it's the company's explanation, that's fine too. But I'm going to give you my understanding. I'm going to give you my understanding, right? So I remember one time we get reports and I just happened to stumble on it. Like nobody told me to look at it. I just looked at it. the amount of medical that we have to pay out in an insurance claim, people don't realize. Like, everyone wants to get the cheapest insurance. Cool. They get 25,000, 50,000, 10.
They gotta break that down, bro. You're talking like me, 25.
But that's not even where the payouts really happen. That's
Okay.
25,000 you injure one person, 50,000 if more than one person is injured, and 10,000 if you damage property.
Okay.
That's like if I hit your car.
Okay.
So the company's on the hook for 60,000.
Okay.
Now, in my car,
what if I drive a Lamborghini?
The company's on the hook for 60. See, now that's where it goes back to getting cheap insurance versus getting good insurance. So you'll get the 10 from my company, and then you could sue me for the rest. Or you have a Lamborghini, so I'm sure you got full coverage. They gonna pay you for that.
I would have to go through my insurance company. Wow.
Yeah. So now, even with my cheap policy, I got 3 kids, a wife, so it's 5 of us in the car. We all injured. While it's cheap, that could open up $250,000 claim. Now imagine I want cheap insurance. I want to pay the lowest price. I'm paying that. The company gonna pay $250 because we all injured. And obviously we see what happens with ambulance chasers. Oh, go do this therapy. Go do this. Go do this. That money comes from somewhere.
Yeah.
So when in New York, the regulations, we're gonna pay it. But now the insurance rates is gonna go up because of that.
Astronomically.
Right. And it happens a lot. Like, my office is small. In 1 month, we paid out probably over 200,000 in claims. And imagine doing that for years and years and years and years. That's just my office. We're not talking about the bigger offices, for instance. So it's hard to realize because you're not the one getting into the accident.
Yeah.
You're not the one doing all these crazy things, but that's just a function of how insurance works. I had those conversations with my customers.
Go down.
So all right. So what's gonna happen? When you pay your premium, there are things that happen that the company will give money back to you. So we actually have a mutual company that's giving back $5 billion to its customers. People don't really know that. They're not really going to talk about that. Customers are going to call because they are customers, how much money they're getting back. We're going to find out in a couple months, but every customer that was within a certain time frame is going to actually get back some money.
For car insurance?
Yep.
Wait, for every company or just State Farm?
Just us.
Oh, man. Really?
Yeah.
Even old policies?
See, that's the thing. I don't know what the exact time frame is of when people are getting back their money.
I got old State Farm.
I just know it's $5 billion. I mean, we have the largest auto insurer in the nation, so it's a lot of people. But that money's going back to customers. Now, when it comes to like savings and things like that, we have those small similar conversations. What you could do, some of it involves bundling. I do think we are at a point where, and every company is different, rates are going to change, but it happens in cycles. It goes up, it does come back down.
That's dope. That's dope. Could you see yourself staying in this industry till you check out? Like,
yeah,
I mean check out as far as working goes. Until you retire, you can see yourself staying in this industry, or is it just more like the money's good?
Nah, I could see myself staying in the industry. I mean, at a certain point, I would want to probably have different opportunities going on, which is one of the things that I could start looking into now. I don't know what the next thing is, but like I have like a 5-year plan. I'm about to celebrate 4 years open coming up in May. So I got like a 5-year plan where in 5 years, this is where I want to be at, or what the next journey I want to start. But this itself, if it could run like autonomously, it's not something that you just leave for no, like you get out of.
I mean, you do tell me that it's people who've been in this for
50 years, 70 years. If they started young enough, you could stay in it. Yeah,
it's dope, man. I don't want to, like I said, some people
you give the rough explanations. Like,
I mean, it's cool. Like, it's cool. It's cool, and this is a space for everybody to understand things however they choose to understand it.
Definitely,
insurance is just way more important than I think we're educated to understand. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't think the education is out there. And before I understood it the way I understood it, I was saying to myself, I don't need no life insurance, man. I don't think I'm dying soon. It's like some people look at it like getting life insurance is like expecting to die, right? But like I'm
Nah,
telling you, as soon as I gave before looking into all the real reasons, as soon as I understood how much I've paid in car insurance throughout my life, like it's a no-brainer for me, man. I'm just gonna pay life insurance because I have to, man. I got kids, man.
the easiest one if you got kids is the same outlook you have for yourself, or even like getting something for them because it's available. Like if you could afford it, things like that. With what I look at, and I think a lot of like when we have those stories, and I wake up, I'm like, I hope that person had life insurance, something like that. Is that income replacement? Because imagine we could put a number like 60,000 a year, and obviously, if that's no advancement, so you stay at 60, not to say you go from 60 to 100, but you just stay at 60, and you work for the next 30 years. What's that? You good at math? 1.8 million?
Yes.
Okay.
1.8
million. So that means you would have made, and it's hard to think about it because it doesn't accumulate the same way to say I have $1.8 million here.
Yeah.
But that 1.8 million is the money that you would have had to raise those kids with, that family with. Imagine you do have a 2-income household and that 60 is gone now. Does that mean your family should suffer because you didn't pay a little bit extra to get life insurance? That's what I look at when I look at income replacement. Like it's an easy way to do it, but people they don't think about it that way.
The other part of it is, and this is not, in any way to offend anybody who might have to do that, but there's a comfort in, being able to send yourself away, technically. And what I mean by that is the stress that I have an event space, and I see the stress families go through when somebody passes away. Man, it's tough. You know what I mean? And I'm kind of the last guy. I always get the crumbs because they're coming to me for the repast. They've already dealt with the caskets and the funeral home and the burial and all that. So they're like, this is all I got left for. And I usually take it, whatever they got, because I get it, man. Like that's tough to send somebody away. Then you get into the situations where people got to do GoFundMe's, and it's cool to know that you can put your family in a situation where they can, where you can essentially send yourself away. Like, you know what I mean? You've paid for your own casket on you. Through insuring your life, man. You insure everything else. Your iPhone insured, your car insured. Insure your life, man. Insure your life. You have to. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. And if for nothing else, do it for your kids, man. And get the insurance for your kids as well, because it's like we said, it's building. You're saving. You know what I mean? It builds structure. Say you're not somebody who can say every month I'm gonna put this away. You put in the insurance in case something happens.
Quick question: you want a job?
We spoke about that already.
I signed you up for licensing.
Yeah, you did.
I still go back right now, and I'll be like 0%. Okay,
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, man. I'm gonna do it. I think I would do good, and I'm just passionate about it because it makes sense. My biggest thing with my community, and again, maybe this happens in other communities, I don't know. But my community, the biggest thing is we gotta learn everything on our own. You know what I mean? Everything. It's so many first generation millionaires who gotta scramble with this million and don't do the right thing with this million because there's nobody else to teach them. I know I'm gonna say this wrong, but I saw a video that said, hard times create hard workers. Hard workers create easy lives. Easy lives create lazy children. Lazy children create hard times. And hard times create, you just go back through the cycle, right? And I'm pretty sure I said that wrong, but you get what I'm saying, right? Yeah. And it's just like, if we got somebody there, or if we have enough people that just want to give the tools away, give the information away, just educate each other on so many things. Like you said, man, could you imagine every black person was insured? I bet you they do something about violence, about gang violence, because these insurance companies not gonna want to keep paying what they have to pay. But you know, and I don't want to be that guy. But, you know, we killing each other in the streets and nothing is coming of it. It's easy to turn a blind eye. State Farm would not turn a blind. Let's count up how many game deaths we had last year. And if insurance companies had to pay millions of dollars on each of those deaths, they would do something about it. They would.
Yeah.
And
they do it when it comes to everything else.
Everything else. Okay. Which is why they go so hard with car insurance or whatever, because everybody's car is insured. So yeah, look how they cracking down on the ambulance chasing and all that. They're not cracking down on the other stuff because there's no, you know,
there's no reason behind it.
The education just needs to be there, man. But I think what you're doing for yourself is dope. I think what you've been able to do for your family is dope. And in the last 4 years, what you've been doing for your friends is dope, man. Dope. Like I always gotta do. That's for another podcast episode, man. But what you've been doing for your friends, family, and for yourself. And I just said those three because that's how you broke it down, which was fire. But what you've been doing for yourself, your friends, and your family is dope. And like I said, you've always been doing it for your family, but just turned it up another notch. You know what I mean? Our kids are born. Well, not both of them, but Adrian and Khalil are born pretty close to each other. So that's one trip that we usually take together. And you taking me away sometimes, you know what I mean? I get the benefits. So I'm really appreciative of you as an educator when it comes to insurance, as a friend, and as the family man that you are. Because, like I said, a way or another, even if it was all in us already, you were the first at it. So, you know, you got to get your flowers for that. But I think that was real fire. Let them know where they can find you, your agency, your Instagram, everything.
Location is actually 9615 Avenue L. The agency itself, Chris Mohammad Agency. Website, myagentny.com. We insure New York, New Jersey, PA, Connecticut. When it comes to auto, home, life. And sometimes, I mean, we really want to be a trusted source. So if you got questions, we usually try to get the answers, even if it's not with us. We still try to get you in the right hands at the end of the day.
That's my boy Chris, man. Like he said, I say it a little rougher. Get yourself some life insurance, man. Car insurance, you're going to get anyway. I don't need to beg you to do that. Get yourself some life insurance. Get some life insurance on your kids. Not in case something happened. There's other ways and other avenues, other benefits you get from that life insurance. Life insurance, man. I'm pushing that, man. I can advocate that for that with a strong voice because I have it for myself and my children. But thanks again to Ace of Spades for sponsoring the episode. Again, this does not happen without Red X Productions. Big shout outs to that. Damn, you turned on the mic and stayed quiet, huh? I really appreciate y'all for being here, man. We off this, man. Rich Talk with Preme.